Chris is on the rod. Chris is doing a good job so far. Keep good tension. You'll see how when he starts reeling before he goes down, that rod stays loaded and bent over the whole time. That's really a key factor to not going down too fast and allowing that line to get slack and that planer board to jump back every time you release. So if you watch your planer board should stay in the same spot as you reel down to the board. It shouldn't go backwards. If it's going backwards, you're slacking to the fish every time. Some guys are asking, like, how do we coach people on a rod? And a lot of it is, you know, I check the drag often. Sometimes the drag will loosen up. We leave the clickers on. We can kind of hear what's going on. If you hear him, if he pulls up and it clicks the whole way, then he's pulling too hard, and you either need more drag or to slow the boat down or whatever you need to do. We're going pretty slow right now, so we won't put a bag in unless we need to. So far we're gaining on the fish pretty well. Now what we normally do here is as that board gets closer, you don't want the board to go in and out of the water, so you don't want him to lift it up because it'll start to dive. So what we'll have him do is keep his rod lower. So Chris will reel down and then he'll start working sideways across the board and then reel back down into the board. And that way you're gaining line and you're still keeping good tension and you're not diving the board. Now Seth is pretty much a master at this part. What he'll have him do is take that rod, he has him set the rod right on his shoulder and reels. And then if he needs the help, he'll hand line that a little bit. This way, when you release, there is never slack. So that's kind of the key to the whole thing. All right, so we're getting close. I can actually see the leader in the line. So we'll just kind of maintain, keep the same program going. As the fish gets towards the surface, we're going to coach whoever's reeling our fish in. We don't want that fish to go in and out of the water. We prefer to keep it in the water, even if you have to slow your retrieve. If a fish is shaking its head in the water, it has resistance around it, can't shake its head as hard. If it's shaking it on the surface, there's no resistance from the water, and it has a lot more force when it's shaking. So always try to keep that fish in the water. Sometimes we'll even hold the tip of the rod right in the water to help get that a little bit closer. I'll have Luke go up to the shifter here. We're on a 31 Tiara, so we got twins inboards, so he'll just go in and out of gear for me. We didn't tell Chris this was a 300. He thinks it's a 3-color. Is it in yet, Chris?
Yeah. It's in there.
Oh, we're not even quite to leader yet.
See me going to grab it.
Alright, so now that fish, you're going to start watching that fish and it's come up on the surface, so we just want to keep it in the water. Yep, keep your retrieve good. Let's take that, give me another click. So I just gave him a little bit more. Just slow down just a little bit, try and keep that fish kind of right in that water. So now we always prep the back of the boat for the fish coming in, so we're going to get all the rods out of the way that we can. We want to have as much space as we possibly can have. Even if we have to take diver rods and move them to the other side of the boat, we will do that. Makes your life a lot easier. All right, neutral. In. Neutral one more time. Ooh, nice big steelhead. Wow, did not fight like a steelhead. Well, we got one in the box. We're gonna get the lines back out and hopefully get another one on here shortly.